Okay, YouTube modeling community, welcome back to the channel. First and foremost, thank you for being subscribed to the channel. Ones that pass through, new ones, old ones, and the ones that just lurk in the dark. The good folks at Gaahleri were contacting me after I did my review on the Kaleido metal paints. Of course, I paid for it myself. They didn't send it to me. They asked me a few questions. Got with them, and he asked me what kind of airbrush I like and stuff like that, what size needles I use, and my favorite are 3 and a 5. So I like a trigger gravity flow. So that was that, and I never thought nothing more of it. So they sent me this package. So the good folks over at Gaahleri sent me this package. I did open it. I know what's in there, but we'll have a look. Wow. It was really nice. Sorry, guys. They sent me over the Swallowtail collaboration edition with Barbatos Rex. Really nice packaging. Again, they sent this to me with no, not telling me what to do or review, but I'm doing a review on it for them now. Pause it there if you want to read some stuff. You can follow them on their platforms. Must say, first impression is the best impression. It is from the A series. You get a 2.8 millimeter, 5, and a 7 millimeter needle. Nice. So you get 3 airbrushes in one. It's $167.99 in Canadian. So that works out to be, you get 3 airbrushes. You get, I think it's $56 each. So that's pretty good. Parts are always available. Cheap. I do like the magnetic strip here. Really nice touch. You open it up and you get your list of parts here. Really nice. They put a lot of thought into their product. Get this nice little envelope. There's a bit about Robert, aka Barbatos Rex. Nice piece of stuff. He has a channel on YouTube. He's a bigger guy. He's got a lot of subscribers, probably hitting 1 million by now, but I'm not too sure. So you open it up, there's some more to the valid customer, Gaahleri. They try them out, the airbrushes. Before they send them, they just don't put them together and send them out to you, and hopefully it worked. They do a exhibit testing before they send them out. It's all about the airbrush parts, what if there's something wrong, you know, it tells you to troubleshoot and stuff like that. So there you go. Nice packaging. First impressions is a nice airbrush. They give you some extra parts, some O-rings and Teflon rings. So looking at that, it told me it was a Teflon ring. So therefore, I'm pretty darn sure I can use lacquer paints in this gun, along with lacquer thinners and harsh chemicals. Airbrush is nice, nicely packed, nicely labeled, guys. Sorry about that. Get your 2 needles. The only thing is they had the cutout here for their lube. They should have added the lube, maybe, in my opinion. I'm not too sure. What's the cost effective already? You're at $170, give or take. I don't know what that part cost. Would have been nice to have it in there. So, let's dig into this. You get 2 cups. You get guys, my hand is in the way. I'm trying to dig these parts out for you. You get a 1/3 cup. Nicely chromed. Durable. You get a 2/3 cup for a lot of, I guess if you're doing a lot of primer. But, wow, big cup. Nice. Nice, like I said, nicely packaged. Everything goes together nicely. So I'm assuming the 2.8 is in the gun. You get the hang on, you get the nozzle cap and the nozzle in a 5. 0.5, I should say. And then you get it in the 0.7. So don't mix these parts up. I'm not too sure if there's any way of identifying the 5 between the 7 and the 2. In other manufacturers, they do different rings on there, and we are having a look at them right now, and they do the same. So the 7 has 2 rings. There's a nice touch, so you don't forget what you're looking at. That one has 1 ring. So that's really nice touch, guys. I like that. So just in case down the road the old man brain forgets what part is what, at least I know. The only other thing was when you take out the 2.0, you are going to have to use whatever container you're in. So you may want to take off that label, or another touch they could have added was a couple of extra stickers for swap outs. Or a blank container. They could have sent you another container with the 0.828 in there. Just to hold it, so you have, all separated. Just my opinion. I'm sure this costs pennies on the dollar. Same with your needle holder. You might have been ever spot to put another needle holder, 1 for 2, so you can have a so there's your 0.5 needle. I know all this extra little stuff costs the company and them money, but it is a nicer touch. So me personally, I never leave my needles inside my airbrush after I clean them, just in case there's any paint residue. It happened to me before. I struggled to get the needle out and damaged the needle, and of course then where I live, it took me a while to get a needle because they were on back order. Not from Gaahleri, of course. This is from another company. First impressions of the airbrush. Nice. It's nice in the hand. I like it. It's well balanced. Nice touch by Ag. They added the quick disconnect for you guys. That's a nice feature right there. So my first thought, I thought, wow, this is the trigger I thought was in plastic, but it's not. It's a piece of metal, I believe brass. I believe that's what parts they use, and it is matte black, and that just adds a nice touch to it. I thought the same thing here, but looking at it further, it is a piece of brass. I thought it was a piece of plastic, but no, it is all constructed out of metal. Brass, chromed. Nice touch at the needle stop. A little light chromish blue. Really nice. Adds the touch to the airbrush. Like I said, it is nice in the hand. I do like it. You got your first little bit. You get air. We will do a paint review on this after. Not on this video, but we will be doing one. So whoops. Nice airbrush. Thanks Gaahleri for sending it. If you wish, I can send it back, or but tells you right there the A series. It's not picking it up, but it's the Barbatos Rex, or sorry, the Swallowtail triple. I was just on their website looking to see if the parts were readily available, which they are. So fairly cheap. They're not overly charging you for a needle, a damaged needle, or a cap or something like that. I think they're pretty comparison to other airbrush companies. So there we go. We took that one off. So as you can see on the nozzle cap, if you get in the right focus, the 2.8 has no ring around it. So very nice touch. Wow, it's a nice airbrush in my hand. It feels comfortable. Now I'm too close. Guys, I'm doing these videos on my phone for you guys. What more can I say? This is nice. It's plastic. I did see they do have a Swallowtail one in red and black. I do like the blue. It is a nice touch in the trigger. I do like the matte black finish with the chrome. I am a matte black kind of guy. Like I said, your first little bit is you can get some just air for blowing off stuff, and then you get into your paint. You use the trigger lock, the needle lock back here, which is a nice touch for those guys that use hot lacquer paints, and you need to spray littles, so it does work. Like I said, I will do a video, review video on it later on when I spray some paint out of it. The ease of use of it, I think, is pretty easy. No different than any other airbrush that I've used. I do have another trigger one from a bigger company. I won't use their name, but it does start with the letter I. Teflon rings inside. These guys, Robert and Gaahleri collaborated really nice. It's a really nice airbrush. Like I said, first impressions are the most important ones, and I'm pretty impressed. Like the extra little tail down here, I guess why it's called Swallowtail. Your thumb is not sitting right, or your pinky finger is not sitting right down on the bottom. Like I could use this all day. You know, if you had to paint a car, you probably paint a car with this gun. It's well balanced, in my opinion. Like I said, there's pros and cons to everything. I haven't really dug down into it. I'll do another video on it after, once I get set up and do some painting, priming. But at first glance, I'm sure if they get some lacquer paint on this, this may eat the plastic, so you're gonna have to be careful there. I think to rebuy this piece, I think it's $10 Canadian. But so for when you get your dry tip, you can use this here for the cutout to pull your needle back. Yeah, nice airbrush, well balanced. When I had the cup on it, it's hard to do with one hand, guys. I did have it on there. The cup, it didn't feel top heavy or nothing like that, but nice touch with the quick disconnect. That's a bonus, you know, so you don't have to wait for another one. You can take it off, but you can get painted right away. Would have liked to have seen the lube here, perhaps, maybe, and maybe an extra needle and nozzle holder, just so I know which one I'm using when I take out the 2.8. But, like, I'm not going to give them a bad review because of that. That's just my personal preference. Everybody has different ones, so. Anyways, Gaahleri, thank you very much. I really do appreciate you sending this to me. If I will be, you know, the person that I've been in contact with, I will get with them, see what they say. I'm willing to send it back to them. That's not a problem. They paid for the product. I did not. I didn't ask for it. They asked me to do a review on it. My honest opinion so far is I would buy it for $170. Because some of my other airbrushes, they're not cheap, and then, you know, the other guy, the bigger guys are up there. You know, you could pay $400 or $500 for an airbrush that does the same thing as this $170 one does. I don't know if anybody else has this airbrush that's had good or bad experience with it. And look, I'm out of frame. Sorry about that. I'm trying to prop this up. Nice airbrush. Way to go, Robert. I always watch your videos. I know you got your I think you said you had your hands included in with this. If you did, one great paint right there, guys. I'm a lacquer painter for sure. Check out my other videos on what I found that I use, my personal experience with cleaning it. Spraying it was nice. It sprayed just like it says. It's not a bunch of BS. They said what it did, and it did what it said. I like it. I know they do have some colors, but there's colors that they have that I don't use. But I'm not. The metal sheens on these are. I'm using them better, more and more often than the Vallejo and the Tamiya and the Mr. Hobby. They're durable. I did do a spoon test here with in my last video where I used a two-tone. Somebody had asked to see if the paint would peel off. There it is. I didn't get down there and sand, so I'm not going to give them a bad review for that. That was probably by my mistake. But this paint is durable. I can scratch it. Like I'm getting down on it so it's not scratching. It is Air Rapid Technology is great. It is for water based. There is no smell. The cleanup I found was pretty easy. Can't wait to get started with using that with their paints. I need to get their primers. That's all. I'm going to put an order in and get their. They have the white, gray, black, and gloss black primers. So I'm going to do an all Gaahleri review on other paints and their guns and that stuff. I know it can handle the lacquer paints. I'm going to get started on doing a couple videos on that gun using lacquer paints, using different paints in the different nozzles. Like I said, the 2.8 I believe it is, and the 5 are my favorite nozzles. I do have a 7 here. I'll try it. It probably puts out a lot of paint. That's probably why you get this big, massive cup. Paint a car body with that. One swipe. I'm not too sure. I'm going to have a look around. I don't know if they offer a fan tip for this. That would be pretty wild if they had a fan tip. I think one of their airbrushes does have a fan tip. I'm not too sure. Do some more research. But guys, my opinion, first impressions are nice. You got the extra Teflon rings and stuff. Would I buy it? I would buy it. Packaging is nice. The quality is up there. And I know there's other videos out there from bigger people on YouTube and stuff like that, but help me grow my channel. That's what these guys are doing. They're helping me grow my channel by sending me this stuff. Excuse me. So there will be a link in the description down below. You guys know where that is. To Gaahleri, to referral from me, and a 10% off anything in their store or everything in your basket, from paints to airbrushes to compressors to markers, parts. They have the parts that you need. So guys, go over and check out Gaahleri. Good folks over there, hitting the market pretty good, pretty hard. They're, like I said, I have nothing bad to say right now, but they're Kaleido metal paints. Like I said, there's the sheen. There's no clear, no varnish, no 2K, no nothing on that. Like, that almost could pass for a carbon. And that's a two-tone. I believe that's the metal, gunmetal on top. Like, I've been starting using these paints on my bike builds, my car builds. So guys, I'm starting to ramble, but Gaahleri, thank you very much. I will get in contact with you now and see what you want to do. Step forward with this airbrush. I'm willing to send it back. Didn't use it yet. I will be using it, and we'll go from there. But way to go, Robert. Nice airbrush design. I like it. It fits in there. I can't wait till you start using it. All right, everybody. You know what to do. Comment below, good or bad. If you have the Swallowtail, Barbatos Rex, shoot me a comment. Tell me your pros and cons about it. What you like and dislike about it. Maybe I can see what, you know, maybe you have problems at it. You know, shoot it out there. Let people know. Anyways, thanks, Gaahleri. Appreciate that. Swallowtail is a nice gun. Nice addition to my airbrushes. I know you have a bunch more. Nice packaging. You guys go out on your packaging. It's not flimsy. I'm telling you, like some other charge you a fortune for an airbrush and give you a paper box. But anyways, I'm rambling on now, guys. Focus, buddy. How come you're not focusing? There we go. Don't tell me this whole video was out of focus. Anyways, thanks, Gaahleri. Collaboration with Robert. Peace. 10% down there from Gaahleri. Hit him up.